Hello from a glorious weekend in the UK. The sun is shining, so hopefully I can get through this video quite quickly so I can get outside and enjoy the weather. So we're back with another eBay top 10 auction sales video. Obviously we've missed a few because I was updating my setup, but hopefully now I can continue to make this, at the very least, a weekly occurrence. So I'm going to try and make it a little bit quicker than last time. I think it went a little bit too long, so we're going to simply just jump into it. The rules are the same. Just the highest value auctions over the last 7 days. Pretty simple, really. So in 10th place, we have Liverpool, and this time it is a goalkeeper shirt. Now it is apparently a Black Lives Matter match worn / match issue. Though I suppose if you were selling it, you'd know if it was match worn, because it's probably going to be, well, dirty or at the very least washed. But so it could either be new condition, used condition. So it's from the 2019-2020 season, so a couple of seasons ago, I guess. It was advertised as medium, and it has the personalization on the back with just Black Lives Matter. Of course, number 1 is what Alisson would have been wearing, though if he was not injured, whoever it was. Apparently, it was 1 versus Everton, so it's quite an important game for Liverpool-Everton. And it comes with a certificate of authentication, it says. Though looking at the certificate and comparing it to other certificates you see, so if you type in Liverpool certificate of authentication into Google, this one that they're saying is attached and associated kind of looks a bit, well, rubbish really. Obviously I'm not going to say if any of these are fake or real because there's no way I can tell, but if I was a Liverpool fan and I wanted this shirt, I'd probably just avoid it because that looks like the most basic of letters. But I don't know, who knows? I'm not a Liverpool fan, so maybe someone can explain. Anyway, the shirt sold for £450, which is, you know, it's a nice little sum to start off the list with anyway. Where we're going to be, so in 9th place. In 9th place, we go to a national team. So this is Hungary, and apparently the shirt is from somewhere in the 1970s. Now, obviously, I'm not too clued up on national shirts, and when I did a bit of Googling, it definitely looked like it was from the 70s, but I couldn't pinpoint which year. Obviously, it's a home one because they wear red, and this one, similar to the previous one, this one definitely was match worn. So it's a used condition, and it came with the number 10 on the back, and obviously from the 70s, they didn't have names, so I've just suggested it could be Pinter, because he played in the 78 World Cup as a number 10 and he played for Hungary for a number of years in the 70s, so it could well be him. It is a medium and it is long sleeved, which I know for some people that's a really cool thing. And this one actually came with a pair of shorts. It's got the full kit. So, you know, for somebody who likes sort of the real vintage stuff, or if you're a Hungarian or just a football historian, then this would have been quite a cool little bit of a lot for you. And this one actually sold for £499.99, so almost broke 500. So that's quite a decent amount, that is, for quite a really old shirt. So what do we have next? Next we have England. I think you're going to see quite a few English team shirts because obviously the hype of the Euros, that's just what happens, especially for a team that gets to the final and a nation who really like to shout from the rooftops that football was almost home. Anyway, so this one is for the 2007-2009 season, and it's home. The condition is brand new with tags, which is pretty cool. It's not often you see that. I think it's just replica. I can't tell if there's anything special about it. I can only see the front of it, so I don't know if there's any players in the back. It was advertised as large, and similar to the first one, it comes with a certificate of authentication, but this time it's to prove that it has been signed by the entire squad of whatever it was that was called up. Obviously different squads get called up for different matches, so you know, and I can't really read signatures because they're not really designed to be recognizable, so there's probably the usual suspects in there: Lampard, Gerrard, you know, Wayne Rooney, etc. So it's quite a nice piece, and this one snuck in just over £499.99, 1 pence more, and it got £500. Now, there are a few of the shirts that are coming up now that are 500, so they're all tied on like joint 5th. So the next one is Liverpool once again, and this time it's a little bit older. It's the 1985-87 home shirt. It's used, it's just a replica. It's not personalized, and it was a medium. One thing though I did find a little bit annoying about this listing was when they were describing it in the description, they put not match worn, and that's obviously just they're just trying to get the match worn keyword, so when people are searching that it still pops up. I mean, they're not saying anything incorrect. I mean, it clearly isn't. I mean, there's no number on the back, so obviously that would have been there. But I just think that's a little bit cheeky to do that, and sometimes maybe they're hoping someone falls, for their little bit of wordplay, and they think they're actually getting it, and they just miss the not. So that's a little bit sketchy, but other than that, it's it looked like a pretty decent condition shirt. So this one again, similar to the previous one, sold for £500. £500 for a just a regular shirt at Liverpool. That's quite impressive. Next time is another England shirt. It's the current England shirt, so 2020-2021. Obviously, would have been worn during the Euros. Home, brand new with tags, and it was advertised as the Vapor, so it's the Nike sort of the player spec version. It was personalised with Harry Kane on the back, so obviously one of England's best players, probably England's best player, and it was a large. Now, in the UK, especially, I should say in England, I won't bring anybody else into it, we kind of sold out of all the England shirts, sort of as the tournament progressed, and people realised that, oh, actually we might get somewhere in this. Everyone just wanted to wear the England shirt just to sort of back the team, and they sold out everywhere. So this one purports to have been bought directly from Nike, and I think it was about £99 or thereabouts to buy brand new. And if this is all 100% legit, and someone got built up in the hype too much, they ended up spending £500 on this one. I mean, if they're happy with it, fine. And I suppose if England would have won, it might have been worth a little bit more. But I think £500 is a bit too much to be spending on an England shirt. But that's for me. Next up, we have Leeds United. We all love Leeds. So this is the 2000-2002 away shirt. It is used because it was claimed to have been match worn by Alan Smith, and this is a extra large size. So a lot of the sort of match worn shirts kind of just generally need to be a little bit bigger. I think it's because they're naturally tighter, so they just got to get a couple of sizes greater. I mean, this is sort of, I got into football about 2000, 2002, so I really recognize these sort of shirts, and they sort of really stand out to me. So it's one of the most sort of recognizable shirts that Leeds have ever worn. And Alan Smith is one of those players that I will never forget. His spiky blonde, definitely early 2000s hairstyles. And similar to the other shirts, this also sold for £500. I think it was being sold by a Leeds collector. They had a lot of them. As you can see, they've got sort of the plastic covering on the shirt, which is quite cool. Maybe I should start doing that with some of my shirts. Next up, though, we start jumping up in price, and we hit Germany. So it is the current Germany home shirt from 2020, and it's used because, again, it's match worn, and this one is from Sané. It is a size 48, which I think translates to a size extra large, and this one is long sleeve, so that sort of ticks that box for those people, and it was apparently worn during the match against the Ukraine. This shirt, I think it's okay. I'm not a huge fan of long sleeves, so I don't really like the idea of the sort of lines running down the sleeves, but for some people that's really cool. I kind of prefer the away shirt, though, if I were to choose between the home or the away. Anyway, this shirt ended up selling for £950, so just shy of £1,000, but that's still quite a decent amount of money to be spending. Next up, oh, here we go, something I actually know. So it's Chelsea FC, and it is last season's 2020-2021. Of course, it's the home shirt, and this one is a new shirt. It's just a replica. I don't know if it's personalised because it's I didn't get to see the back. Though on eBay, obviously you can choose like the number that's associated with it. But because I think this one was actually because it was uploaded by Hospice, so it was donated to them by Chelsea, and obviously they were just using this as a way to raise funds for the charity that they were associated with. And I think the person who listed it may not necessarily been hugely clued up on football. So when they put the number down, they put number 3 and I think they just did that because of the sponsor on the front, which I think is quite funny. So yeah, like I said, this is an entirely signed shirt, donated to the hospice by the club, and you get a certificate of authenticity, and something like this is obviously 100% genuine. And the final sale price of this one was £1,100, which I think, considering the shirt was obviously, that was the shirt that was worn in the Champions League final in the victory. It has all of the Champions League winning signatures on there. It's all legit, you know, and it goes for a good cause. I think that's a pretty good price. If I had the money, I might have seen a few bids in myself. So that's really cool. Really good from the club as well to be doing that for charity. Runner-up is an Argentinian shirt. It is the 2018 home shirt. It is used because it is match-worn by someone called Lionel Messi. It's a size 4, which I think translates to a medium, and it was apparently worn in the World Cup against France. You have a certificate of authentication, which comes from a German auction house. Obviously, I don't really deal with anything German, so I don't know how legit and authentic it is, but it looks pretty cool to me. But of course, this one is just going to be selling quite high because Messi, you know, he's just constantly killing it, breaking records. Just won, Copa America. I think if he wins the World Cup coming up, I mean, he's the greatest ever, very possibly. But the shirt, that number 1, definitely pushing it. But I think the shirt itself is actually, it's not too bad. I think they've had better shirts they've released. But with it obviously be the World Cup game, you know, they don't come around too often. And the final sale price of this one was £1,750. So it's a little bit of a jump up there. I think it only had one bid on this one, so someone clearly was a Messi fan. But for this week's top sale, it goes to another Argentina shirt, another legend of the game. So this one was the 1980/82 away shirt. It is used because, again, it is match worn, and this time it was the Maradona. Maradona, of course, the one of the names who is always thrown into the list of greatest of all time. Recently, obviously passed away, and this one was advertised as a large, and apparently it was worn in a friendly against Benfica, which I think is quite funny, seeing national teams play against club teams. I think it's like a warm-up just before the World Cup, but that's kind of cool. And then this one is apparently does again have a certificate of authentication and is long sleeve. And on the listing, they had a photograph. It goes, oh, you know, it's donated to us, or it's been sold by an ex-teammate of his. And then when they put the photograph up, they blurred out and obscured his face, as if he was like some ex-special forces member. Like, why would you blur out his face? Surely his face being there would make it even more legit. Like, I could take a photograph of myself and blur my face out and go, oh yes, he's definitely Ronaldo's best friend. I don't understand quite why they did that. So that was a little bit weird. But it is an old shirt, and it is iconic by the player that he was associated with. And that resulted in a final price of a eye-watering £3,000 dead on. £3,000 for a single football shirt. Wow. Pretty impressive. Anyway, that is the top 10 for this week. Maybe next week we'll see a little bit more. Obviously, recently it's been a lot of national team stuff, but I think as the Euros and the Copa America spirit dies down, maybe we'll start seeing a few more club shirts appear and selling for more. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know which shirt you would have most liked to have had your collection. Is it the Argentina one, or maybe the Chelsea one, or maybe it was the Leeds one? Anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, goodbye.